sitting right here in the Rich Eisen Show studio. Linda Cohn here in the flesh, hour number 3. How are you, Linda Cohn?
Amazing.
Good to see you here.
I have officially gone next level.
How so?
Finally in studio with you.
Yes.
I love what you've done with the place. Really,
well, thanks,
who is
Linda.
your decorator?
DirecTV.
Good.
This is DirecTV's finest material put together.
Warm tones.
Well, you know what? That's just that was my nickname in high school, by the way. I was known as Rich Warm Tones Eisen.
Can't you
back in
picture
Staten Island,
now
New York.
It all comes together.
Yeah, no, or my favorite. There was a great acoustic band back in the 70s.
Warm Tones.
So it's good to see. By the way, this is going to be the highest rated program. Do you know why, Chris Command Center? Because I tweeted out Linda Cohn was going to be here, and it was not only retweeted by Linda Cohn, but also by her brother Howard. Dr. Howard Cohn retweeted it.
Cohn Health Institute in beautiful Costa Mesa.
When you book Linda Cohn, you get the whole Cohn platform.
You're in good hands, Rich. You're in good hands when you book Linda Cohn.
What are you doing out here on the left coast?
So many things. Besides hanging out with you and you making me laugh. And that was a funny line, by the way, with the 3 jackasses.
Well, that was Brockman writes those.
That's,
he probably loves that one.
Good people.
Thank you.
You got good people.
Yeah, I'm surrounded.
I know, you're surrounded. Okay, I'm here, actually, a lot of charity stuff. I spoke to Valadez Middle School Academy outside Anaheim, 700 inner city kids. You know, to find the positive, and this is my gift for you.
You've got the purple wristband.
Yes, this is my gift to you. Hashtag
Find the positive.
But I'm serious.
Okay.
And that is my gift to you. And I spoke to a group of 30 teenage girls as well.
Right.
I think that's really important to kind of give them, you know, a message and hope.
Good for you. That's great.
So stuff like that. And I also was fortunate enough to do co-MC the Anaheim Ducks charity fashion show.
You did
which
that.
was the other day to watch Anaheim Duck players and their significant others and wives, plus kids from Chalk Children's Hospital and local Orange County Hospital.
That's great.
Become children's ambassadors. So it was a fun event. Rich.
You're speaking to pretty much everybody who you were talking to in that area. We're on KLAA, the Angels radio station here, the Rich Eisen Show.
It's awesome. And great fan base in Anaheim for the Ducks and Angels.
So you were the one who put Ryan Getzlaf and Hugo Boss together? Is that basically?
Let me tell you.
You
can look good.
If only Timu Solani was still around.
Yes,
you could have
I know, but the restaurant is great. Have you been to Timu Solani's in Laguna? I highly recommend it.
I have not.
I can get you in there.
You can get me a good spot, can you?
Yes, I can.
Now, did you, yes or no,
Yes.
put all this together when the Rangers were out here to take on the LA Kings? Or is this just truly lightning, not Tampa Bay Lightning, but lightning striking?
Not Tampa Bay Lightning.
No, I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I stepped in it on that one. I apologize.
Although I do still feel like I tweeted out a picture of Staples Center.
Yeah.
And it brought back horrific memories as a Ranger fan from 2 years ago, as the Rangers lost in 5 games to the LA Kings.
I know, but the one game that Susie and I went to was the one that the Rangers actually...
so you must come tonight.
I know,
then,
and so all my LA Kings friends were like, you cannot go to another Stanley Cup game. But it does look
your
like...
Ranger friend fans are like,
they were
Rich.
like you, keep going to games.
That's right.
Exactly.
But it was not a coincidence, no. It's just amazing. When you create something, you can take your passions and put it together with a good cause, which is what I did.
And there is an I in Linda, although there's not one in Cohn. You've got 2 beautiful children. I saw that they were on your 5,000th Sports Center.
The best part of it. That was amazing. I was surprised. The whole show was a big surprise, right?
Yeah.
Now, I knew I was doing the show, but everything about the show was a surprise, but none bigger than having my 2 kids
Having your 2 kids out there.
Yep.
So where do you stand on the hot topic du jour about...
Can you believe this?
Yes, about Adam LaRoche saying he's taking his career and apparently ending it because the White Sox told him to dial back on how much his kid could be there.
Rich, it's his life. If he wants to end his career on this reason, God bless you, Adam. All right? Awesome. You run your own life. The actual topic of conversation is a bit nuts. I'm with you, Rich. I mean, it's a workplace. End of story. I would be one of those. If I was a teammate of Adam LaRoche, I'd talk to other teammates and say, listen, under the radar, are you cool with this, with Adam bringing his kid every day?
Apparently they were, though. Apparently they were. Apparently the kid is like
Do you want your kid in the locker room, in the clubhouse, when things are going on in that clubhouse?
No, but I also didn't grow up in one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We've gotten glimpses of what a clubhouse is like.
I mean, like, just to give you a glimpse,
Yeah.
I helped my mom with her lesson plans at PS 128 in Brooklyn,
How'd
getting
that
ready
go?
for
Were you a
kindergarten.
big help?
Well, I was great.
Okay.
My dad.
Stunning development.
My dad, a French teacher at Sheepshead Bay High School, really didn't have much to do on that front.
No.
But that's my background, right?
Couldn't really add much to that.
Exactly. But LaRoche says, you know,
What does the son do?
What is his son?
How does he add to the existence?
I don't know if he adds to the existence, but from what everybody says, he doesn't subtract from it.
Okay, well, here's how I feel. Again, I'm staying true to what I said. I don't like it. I don't like
So
it.
he put you down as you stand with the White Sox on the issue, which I know Van Pelt did on his take on the subject on the Midnight Sports Center last night.
I missed that.
Yeah, well, it's because you're probably at the Ducks-Rangers game,
That's right. By the way, the Rangers beating the Ducks 2-1. By the way, I got a lot of you-know-what. The Ducks could not have been nicer for me. Gave me a suite for my brother, Dr. Howard Cohn.
Dr. Howard.
And the Elko Superfan winner. Check it out, an Angels winner on at lindacohn.net. Gave me a suite.
They did.
To watch the game, the Anaheim Ducks. They gave me an Anaheim Ducks jersey.
Yes.
I happened to, as a thank you, this Ranger fan wore the Ducks jersey. They happened to take my picture and put it up on the scoreboard during the Ranger game in the third period, wearing a Ducks jersey.
Now,
I had a Rangers hat on.
Yeah, we could see you did it both.
Okay,
Just in case,
I got a lot of you-know-what on Twitter. What? Dave Maloney, former Ranger captain on the radio broadcast.
Yes.
Called me out. Is that Linda Cohn wearing a Ducks jersey?
And? Are you okay with this, Linda?
I was taken by surprise.
By the way, I love the fact that how great is that Dave Maloney's calling your name out?
Well, the captain.
What is the Elko sitting there back years and years and years ago say about that?
Dave Maloney, for your listeners and viewers may not be aware of, was the captain of the Rangers when they went to the finals back in 1979 and lost in 5 games
to
the Canadians.
I'm here with Linda Cohn here on the Rich Eisen Show. Who's your Final Four? Do you have your brackets filled out?
You know what? I don't do brackets because I lose by the second week.
So you don't.
I don't even go there. But I like Michigan State. I did help my daughter Sammy fill out her bracket.
Okay, and?
And her Final Four was Oklahoma, Miami, Michigan State, and Kentucky.
Okay.
I know.
And so.
But you know how people who don't know the sport.
Brackets?
You know how people who don't know the sport win.
How can you win?
How many times have you won? Do you guys do one in this little beautiful studio?
I won. I finished second in an NCAA bracket. I think in like 1991.
That's my point. And you're very knowledgeable about the sport, Rich.
Thank you.
And you never
Thank you,
win.
Linda, for your support on that.
So why do I waste my time?
So you don't even. But how do you walk around? How can you show your face to Joe Lenardi around Bristol?
Bracketology?
Linda? Yeah. How can you?
I got an F in bracketology.
Did they teach that at Oswego?
They really do.
At SUNY Oswego?
Yes, they did, and that led to my so-so grades. It really took down that grade point average.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it wasn't good. But they named a sub after me in Oswego, an Oswego sub.
What do you mean?
It's healthy. There's this famous staple place called the... He brought up Oswego.
There's a famous Linda Cohn sandwich?
Well, listen, Steve Levy got one himself first. We both went
Big bag of leaves? Got his own?
Yeah, bag of leaves. Yeah, he pushed for that.
Did you go to Oswego, too?
He did. Now, at the same time, I might add, I'm proud to say. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
So anyway, he's for years had his own sub at the Oswego sub shop.
Yeah.
Don't know the ingredients in his, but I knew mine had to be healthy.
What's in yours?
Mine, I believe, is a grilled chicken. And I put a little Long Island flavor. Growing up, Rich, I put coleslaw on my subs. Ooh, and I added that to this sub.
Yeah, that does sound very Primanti.
Yeah.
That sounds very Pittsburgh right there.
Yeah, it's very Pittsburgh, but it was also Long Island in my way. Anyway, it was good. Okay. I'm sorry I brought up
No,
that.
it's all right. It sounds like Larry David, you'd have to switch your sandwich if you don't like it.
That's a great point.
Remember that Curb Your Enthusiasm episode?
Awesome. He is so great. How great is he in SNL with the Bernie Sanders?
Would you want to take phone calls here on this show?
I would love it. It's your show.
No, but I want to make sure that you're absolutely
I'm always
comfortable with that. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a news update from the Chris Command Center.
Oh, good.
That's what we're going to do.
I'll pay attention.
We're going to do that next, and then we're going to take phone calls as well. Did you see how well prepared they are? They just dove into their computers
I'm on the
right now.
Oswego Sub Shop website.
Oh, you are?
Did they have did they have my sandwich up there?
Well, I'm looking. Do you know what
they didn't update the website.
There are no
probably.
names actually on here.
You know what? Don't even waste your time. But it's a true story.
Well, now I'm getting really hungry.
Listen, I'm
There's
always
no names.
about food.
There's no names on the Oswego.
There's no names.
Who else is in a famed Oswego alum?
I'm glad you asked. Al Roker is probably the most famous.
So order up an Al Roker.
Yeah, because that's probably not as healthy as the Linda Cohn, the Elko 5000 sub.
Let's update the right now. Hit the music, because you can't update NCAA scores without this music. Okay.
I love this.
I do
I always
actually
think of Jim Nance.
Butler is up 46-44 with 10 minutes to go in the second half.
Let's go Bulldogs.
Colorado up 9 on UConn at 2.5 to go in the first half.
No man.
Iowa State beating Iona 16-7. That's early on in the first half. And UNC Wilmington just made a 3 with 5:52 to go to make it 75-67 Duke. And then on Sunday, a romantic rendezvous between Alicia and Jason is interrupted on an all-new Good Wife on CBS.
There it is.
America's Most Watched Network. There you go, Sarah. That's what's coming up on Good Wife.
I can't wait.
CBS.
Stay tuned. I'm going to do a Scorpion one next.
Ooh.
Just going to go down the list. You don't mean that ooh at all, do you?
That was the best
I still can't believe that you went full Elaine Bettis. You wore the opposing team's hat in the owner's suite.
Yeah,
Was that
it's
set?
totally. I got such crap.
From who?
For wearing
Twitter?
Twitter.
Or Anaheim folks?
Anaheim loved it. No, Ranger fans.
But you wore a Rangers hat in a suite provided by.
But I had
Ducks
the
ownership.
Anaheim Ducks
The
jersey,
sweater.
and
You had the sweater.
anyone's right. The
You had the
sweater.
sweater. You had the sweater.
Everyone just saw the Ducks sweater. They didn't even see the hat, even though it was clear as day. They're like, how can Linda Cohn wear a Duck sweater when the Ducks are playing the Rangers?
You know how? Because it's for the kids.
Thank you.
It's for the kids.
It's for the kids.
It's what you were doing.
You know what? That's what I should tweet back to
It's
them. And
for
you
the
know when you're in a dilemma, whether to give them kind of any acknowledgement,
Yeah.
and you're like, do I bring more attention to it?
No,
I chose
no,
not to.
don't.
I
Don't
chose
reach.
not to.
No. Do
I
not
chose not
retweet
to.
the trolls, Linda. You
I
don't
do
do
not.
that. I notice you don't do that.
I
No.
do not.
Pay no attention to that
The
egg avatar that's tweeting at you. 844-204-RICH is the number to dial. We're going to take phone calls with Linda Cohn, and then Steve-O's here.
Nice.
Steve-O is here.
Yes.
So
Famous celeb.
Elko and Steve-O.
Who thought?
Here on hour number 3
planned it.
of the Rich Eisen Show. AT&T's giving away the Galaxy S7 at a buy one, get one free situation. You've got 2 kids.
Yes.
Maybe Sammy needs a new smartphone.
Always does.
Right?
All the time.
Okay, here's what you do, Linda Cohn.
What should I do?
Help me
Get me
help.
info.
Let me and let
Jerry
AT&T
Maguire.
help you.
Nice.
Linda Cohn.
What do you got?
Basically, you buy this new Samsung Galaxy S7. You get a free one after bill credits when you buy both on AT&T Next.
Sounds like a great deal.
Thank you, Linda Cohn. And you're not just saying that.
No.
And let me describe for the radio audience, she's genuine.
Anything for the kids.
Not only that, but for a limited time, AT&T is making switching even easier. AT&T is going to give you up to $650 in credits per line to help you switch when you trade in your current smartphones and buy new ones on AT&T Next. So if you're Linda Cohn and want to do this for your kids, if you're Adam LaRoche, who wants to give his son a new Galaxy S7,
He can homeschool it.
visit your local AT&T store to learn more today. AT&T mobilizing your world. Back with Linda Cohn and Steve-O as well next. Did they play this song, Linda Cohn, at the fashion show?
What
The Anaheim Ducks fashion show?
What is the song?
Wait a minute.
Turn it up.
Fred said, Fred, I'm too sexy.
She can't hear it.
I can't
Could you
even
not hear it? Play it out. Play it out loud. There we go.
No, they did not.
They did not play
What
this
is this,
song?
1984? No, they did not. They did not play that song.
Law that she's
come
bagging
on.
on your
Who's
selection.
handling your music?
You're
That's
putting
Law.
on my inbox.
Chris Law.
Come on, Chris. Chris.
Well, I did win the prop bet.
Chris Law is like 0 for in bumps with our
Brockman
guys.
and I had a prop bet. As
Can we
to
do something a little more now? I mean,
more-
just give me some Biebs and I'll be happy.
You want
And
some
I think,
Biebs?
yeah. Oh, I'm good with that.
Biebs?
That new album, every song is awesome.
Have
He's in
you
concert in LA this weekend.
have you met the Biebs?
I gotta say, I would like to.
You-
You have connections?
Wait a minute. The way you said that.
Well, I'm only human.
I mean, there's a cradle to rob, and then there's a cradle
That
to
is,
rob.
no, I kid. But
I kid, but I care. It sounds like you.
I know.
Sounds like Chris
My
Mars, your first ever
That's right.
Sports Center
You could have been my
co-anchor.
first,
I
Rich.
kid, but I care.
I know.
But listen, Rich, you know it. Every time people say, I think we've had the best chemistry. I always
Well, you were
say it.
kind enough when you were doing Linda Palooza
Yes.
in support of your 5,000th Sports Center. You threw my name out there when they asked you who you enjoyed doing Sports Center with the most.
And by the way, we were
Yes.
commenting in the break. I love the mug.
The Rich Eisen Show mugs.
So I think
Will you
I'm
like to
definitely
take
bringing it back. And I'm I want to take it back to the Sports Center set.
Would you please?
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Put it on the. Do you do a Sports Center where they allow mugs on there?
Well, they don't really allow it, but I can accidentally.
Well, you do some early morning Eastern.
All early morning.
I know. So.
And really early here. If you watch me here, it's 8 a.m. Eastern. That would be 5 a.m. local.
I'm aware of that. I'm aware. I set the DVR for you, Linda.
So
no
I
offense.
drink tons of coffee.
Now, by what segment of the show would you get a phone call from management?
Oh, first.
2149 shows up on the phone on the coordinating
I think he's
producer.
busy with another show right now, but other people that used to play that role.
Yes. How quickly would it be off the air?
Oh.
One segment, 2 segments?
One segment.
It would even be that? It would be one highlight?
People watch.
One Anaheim Ducks highlight?
Right.
And done?
I don't think the Ducks make the A's.
They don't make the league block anymore, huh? Let's go to the phone lines. Would you like to take some phone calls?
That'd be fabulous.
Okay, there's a lot going on, as you know, with this discussion with Adam LaRoche going on. Let's go to Chicago, Illinois. John in Chicago, you are on with Linda Cohn here on the Rich Eisen Show. John?
Hey, Rich and Linda. Rich, always good to talk to you, and
Thank
congrats on 20 years.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
You know, I don't really care about either side of the conversation. What I care about is the reporter that went out there and put the story out there without knowing everything. Now, you could say, well, he just retired and we don't know what's going on. Okay, we don't know what's going on with Calvin Johnson either.
Well, as to the reasons why somebody,
I want to know why a reporter would do that, putting a 14-year-old.
Uh-oh, John.
Really? Where's he calling from?
I think from inside his shirt.
Obviously.
I think
there's a wind
changing.
tunnel.
I mean, there is.
You can't blame them. Again, blame the media.
Linda, but there does seem to be a piece missing.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that's true.
To the story here as to why it was fine last year.
Right.
And now in spring training, it's not fine.
It's a very good point. There is a piece missing. It's a puzzle. It's intriguing, but it's still worth talking about.
No, I mean,
and you brought up a great point earlier.
Thank you, Linda. Which
I
point
was listening, and I wasn't even in the seat.
Okay.
I was listening to you.
Okay.
The point that the only time we talk about baseball are things off the field nowadays.
Right? I mean, we're not talking about, well.
No, it's true. Last week, I was doing a radio show. All I talked about was Bryce Harper and Goose Gossage's reply.
Yes.
And Jose Bautista and his bat flip.
Right.
I wasn't caring or talking about, or people who called in didn't care who's going to win the AL West.
And in Chicago right now, the Cubs are the supposed odds-on favorite to win the World Series.
By the way, where's the respect for the Mets? Did the Mets beat the Cubs last year? Last I looked.
There is no respect for the Mets.
There never is.
There's lack of respect.
Matt
for the
Harvey,
Mets.
opening day starter.
Yeah, I heard that was named today. Right?
Yes.
You fine
Perfect
with that?
choice.
You fine
I'm
with
fine
that,
with
even
that
though he
because-
didn't call into your 5,000 sports?
You know what? He didn't. I only got Zach Wheeler.
Where is he in the rotation right now?
He'll be ready to go in July.
So there you, okay.
All right, I'll take it.
You got a
Listen,
rehabbing
you wish you had
picture.
Zach Wheeler.
No. But
No.
you mean the Yankees you're talking
Yes.
about? Okay.
That just, forget it.
No, that's okay.
All right.
We're fine
It's
with that.
A little bit, your little second fiddle, you know.
Let's go to Craig in Missoula, Montana.
Good place.
Craig, you're on with Linda Cohn here on the Rich Eisen Show. Craig?
Hey, Rich and Linda. Congratulations, Rich.
Thank you.
I want to weigh in on LaRoche and the White Sox. There's three things.
Go
that
for
I
it.
see.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Reinsdorf and Williams didn't have a behind-the-doors meeting and said, what can we do to get rid of LaRoche? Second of all, LaRoche is a veteran, but he's only been with the White Sox for 1 year.
Yes.
They bent over backwards for him last year. You know, they think it's great. We get your kid a jersey, a uniform. We get him a locker. This year they come out, they say, okay, Adam, let's try to compromise with him, try to come up with something, the solution works for everyone.
Right.
And then here's the point, the piece that's missing.
Okay, what's the piece that's missing?
LaRoche takes this opportunity, throws a little hissy fit, throws his kid under the bus because he can't hit Major League pitching anymore.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, no.
Craig, bringing the...
Is that what we waited for?
The noise.
It
Thank
took
you, Craig.
3 minutes to get to that. This is what we're missing.
Craig bringing the noise from Missoula right there.
Listen, you gave him a stage.
think what happened, I mean, it's... Something happened between last year and now.
Right.
What is that?
Someone spoke up within the organization, someone with power. Not teammates. You say his teammates support him. Okay.
Yeah, Ravi says that they were going to blow off the game yesterday in support of
Boycott.
LaRoche.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
And to me, that alone is stunning for me. But that's all this is what teams do.
It seems to be
He's
a
a
mess
likable
right now.
guy,
Right.
Rich. He's a likable guy, and it's the politically correct thing to do to stay behind your teammate.
Right.
But I just think someone in that organization, obviously higher up in the players, had a problem. Or maybe on the team went behind the back, who is an all for and all for one, and voiced their opinion.
Yeah, they got
and said it's not fair. If this, that's the thing. Then everyone should bring in their kids.
There's a lot of dads that are very close with their daughters too, though. And when do you close that off? What if a dad wants?
Yeah, where's the line? Exactly.
And then it becomes a story of my son can come in, but his daughter can't. And then you have.
Hey, there's no conspiracy. They were willing to compromise. Adam didn't go for the compromise. End of story.
$13 million later, too. I mean, that's a serious. That is a serious chunk of change.
Yeah, we buried the lead. That's exactly the craziest thing, to walk away from 13 mil.
All right, so everything else is in the. What else can I know about the Linda Cohn world?
LindaCohn.net.
There we go.
Only doing great. Find the positive. You're going to wear your bracelet.
I'm wearing my bracelet right now.
Which I'm very honored.
I'm finding the positive.
That's
I need help doing that.
Well, you know what? In your world,
yeah.
Especially in your world.
What about my world,
You know,
Linda?
balancing everything that you have to balance. This show with the NFL Network and everything that's going on in the family.
Yes.
There are times, I know, in your world, there are moments where you're like, I need to take a deep breath and find the positive.
Yeah.
And all you have to do now is look at your wrist, and it'll be a reminder.
And you look down this purple bracelet that you've given
That's
me.
it.
Okay, and so will you now stay for the Biebs now that you know Springsteen's in town too?
I'm not a big Springsteen person.
How is
I
it?
love the
you're
album.
from
in
Long Island.
Yeah.
That means you're Billy Joel.
I did grow up Billy Joel.
Okay.
But I did love the album in 1988, Tunnel of Love.
Okay.
It was heavy music. It was very un-Bruce-like. It was, Tunnel of Love. It was all these other songs. It was after Born in the USA. Those two albums back-to-back, great. Best albums.
Are you more partial to the Holland or the Lincoln in terms of the tunnel?
Oh, that's
Linda?
interesting.
Which one? If you
Not
had to
even
choose?
Jersey connection at all. But if I had to go, I'd go Lincoln.
Except your football team.
But yeah, I always
The
think of
G-men.
By the way, how great is that, the moves? Well, Jerry Reese, come on.
Like what?
Here's the deal. He had to do something.
What did he do?
He made all those great free agent deals.
Look,
he hasn't done anything since they won the Super Bowl 5 years ago.
You know the teams that are hurt.
I can't believe he still has his job.
Linda, you know the teams that are hurt in March usually are not heard from in January.
This isn't the Jets.
The Jets right now. Hey, the Jets right now are acting.
Bring the heat.
The Jets right now are acting more like the Giants than the Giants are acting more like the Jets right now. It's sort of like a role reversal. It's like Felix is now Messi and Oscar's now neat.
Wow. Way to date yourself with the Odd Couple reference.
Hey, by the way, hold on a minute. Let's update the NCAA tournament right now. Hold on. Speaking of which, right now Duke is up by 6 on UNC Wilmington with 6 minutes to go in the game. And then debuting next week, season 3 of the Odd Couple on CBS. With 60 Minutes Murder, She Wrote, and March Sadness, starring Chris Law, all on CBS.
March Sadness.
America's Most
The
Watched
only
Network.
March Madness I know is the push for the playoff positioning in the NHL. That's
please.
March Madness.
The 8th and final playoff spot
That's
positioning.
the old format.
Good
This
for
is
you.
second
You are
year
so
of
old
the
school.
last 2 wild cards.
Okay.
It's big. And
Well,
you mentioned the Philadelphia Flyers. What a run.
I look forward to going on your Twitter feed tonight at Linda Cohn
Right, because
and
I'll be at
seeing you in a
Kings
Kings
Rangers.
sweater
No,
and
I
a
will
Rangers
not.
hat.
No Kings ever.
Okay.
No Kings ever.
That's where you draw the line.
That's where Ducks is one thing, no Kings.
Thanks for letting me know you were out here. Not everybody does from the Bristol. Not everybody does.
Nobody in Bristol is like me.
You are not. You are not like the others, Linda Cohn. We know that.
Rich, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
You're awesome.
Of course.
Love you.
too,
Invite
Linda
me
Cohn.
back.
Hey, by the way, I've been wanting to say this forever, and I get a chance to say this. Thanks for coming on, Linda.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.